Happy Thursday to you. This is the third time. I will not be deterred when it comes to doing these videos. And this is my third effort to do today's Facebook Live video. So hang in there with me. We're no quitters around here, especially up in the mountains. Okay, guys, so let me just get to it while I can. No fluff here. I need to knock this thing out before the video gets knocked out again. Okay, the question was, why would a 5-year-old dog suddenly start chewing on all my stuff? Chewing on my furniture, chewing on my shoes, chewing on anything and everything it can get its mouth on. Why would it suddenly start doing that after 5 years? Well, the number one reason lies around health issues. Conditions typically with the mouth, oral conditions. And those can range from anything from periodontal disease to ulcers to lesions in the mouth to lip fold dermatitis to papilloma viruses. Oh my gosh, toothaches, fractured tooth. It can be anything. And I tell you, it's kind of like us. I remember, just recently I bit my cheek, and after I bit my cheek, then the next 50 times I was eating, it seems like all I ever did was bite my cheek over and over and over again. I even moved my mouth a little bit, and I would bite my cheek. And I had this little ulcer in there, and it just swelled up, and that's what we do. We just kind of keep re-injuring something that happens in our mouth because we use our mouths for so many things. Now imagine if you're a dog and you don't have hands, yeah, you're going to use that mouth over and over again. And that's why a lot of these conditions with the mouth, the oral area, become exacerbated over time. Because dogs are no different. They keep using their mouths even though there's an injury. But again, that's the reason why they do use their mouths. Because they're in pain. Their mouth hurts. There's a problem there. And they don't know how to solve that problem other than the way nature told them. Chew on something. Maybe you can apply something just from nature. Bite onto something. It's pain. It's coping is what it is. And trying to just make it go away. We're no different. I was putting a finger in my mouth. You're not supposed to be putting fingers in your mouth, but I was putting a finger in my mouth anyway. I was putting ice back there on my cheek. I remember the cartoons back when they used to tie a bandage around the head and a big knot on it, and you had something here on the side of your face because you had a toothache or something that maybe your tooth that needs to be pulled. So again, my number one reason for this I've seen over the years has been some sort of injury or some sort of condition with your dog's mouth. I would definitely have that checked out by your veterinarian and get a clean bill of health with regards to that. Now, if you do get a clean bill of health, let's move on to the second reason. It's typically a coping mechanism. I said in yesterday's video, we're all given the ability to flexibly adapt to our eco-niche and to problems that are posed upon us. We are all given the biology to overcome stressors in life, especially those moderate stressors to mild stressors that are transient in nature. If your dog suddenly has a stressor that can be caused by, oh my gosh, a multitude of reasons. But I'll just go ahead and use moving, for example. I'm here at a new home in the mountains. And while we were packing up a few items in our house, our dogs were extremely stressed. A couple of our dogs get really stressed anytime we break out suitcases or my backpacks and my outdoor gear because they know one thing. We're leaving the house, and they don't always go with us. There's places where I have to go and places I go to do research. I just can't take my dogs with me. But when we were packing, boy, they were stressed because they thrive on the familiar. So moving can cause a stress. Going to a new environment can cause a stress. And once these stressors reach to a certain point in your dog's life, they have to have an outlet. An outlet. And I've done videos where I talked about the wooden block. Laboratory rats that were given shocks. Right after they were given the shock, a wooden block was placed in their cage. And after the shock, they would run over and sink their teeth in that wooden block. And days later, they measured the stress response in the animal and found that it had lowered tremendously because the animal was given an outlet for its frustration. Sometimes chewing becomes the proverbial wooden block. It's something I can sink my teeth into. It's something that helps me at this moment to just cope with an elevated stress response. Gosh, and again, guys, just think of it, and I implore anyone who has a dog who just suddenly starts to chew, take a look at your life. What has changed? I guarantee you something has changed. There could be a new dog in the family. There could be a new person in the family. There can be a person in the family who left for about a year, came back due to having to take classes at home and not be able to physically be on the campus. There could be disruptions in life. There could be violent storms that keep passing through one after another like we're dealing with right now. There could be your stress just from dealing with the pandemic that's occurring. Yeah, there's a multitude of reasons, and they finally all start to reach their little boiling point. And when that happens, you have to have a way to let it out, to get it out of your system. And if it can't be done chemically, it can't be done through intervention by human means, therapy, deactivation, counter conditioning, then the animal will take it upon itself to deal with it. And when I've seen a sudden onset of chewing in these older dogs, if they got a clean bill of health from the vet, then they were simply dealing with a coping mechanism. It was a high stressor that had just come into their lives, and now they're having to deal with it. So again, look around. I guarantee there's something. And again, don't use you as the measuring stick. Here's the rule. Anything that's changed. We all cope with stress differently. And so does your dog. So if you're sitting there going, nah, nothing stressful's happened. It's only been this and that and this and that. That's no big deal. Okay, it could be a huge deal to your dog. Any changes, you need to go check them out. Okay, what do you do about it? Be a zookeeper. You're going to have to be a zookeeper. I'd recommend probably putting the dog where it can keep itself safe. Save it from itself. Maybe put it in a crate for a little while, a nice snug crate with a blanket over the top of it. Make it like a nice warm den, something very secure. You can put something in there for them to chew on. Captain loves those hollow femur bones. They got peanut butter or something stuck in the middle of it. Probably don't want to know what that is, but he loves it. And he'll chew on those things for a long time. And when he's stressed, I can tell that's when he chews the most. He does. So try that out. Just be a zookeeper. You don't want to let your dog run around loose in your house, because if they keep chewing on things like furniture with stuffing in it, shoes with strings, pulling up rugs and cords off of it, oh my gosh, those could be fatal to your dog. Okay, last reason. I told you there was three. Exploratory, smart animals. Again, don't think for a second that your dog, just because it's 5, it quits learning. I certainly hope not. I hope it's the same with humans. I hope that as we age, we don't quit learning. Your dog continues to explore its world. And I did a video on object play. So what happens with that? I'm exploring. I see something to me that's novel. Maybe you brought something new in the home. A new piece of furniture, new shoes, a new rug. The dog says, whoa, what is that? I explore it. And then once I explore it, I determine what can I do with it. And part of what I can do with it is I can push it, I can pick it up, I can throw it, I can shred it, I can chew it, I can ingest it. Yeah, welcome to being an intelligent animal. If it's something new, whoever said no? Whoever said I can't chew on it? So it can be exploratory in nature. And that's how those chips fall. They explore something novel. What can I do with it? They want to achieve some sort of short-term benefit from it. I got prepared to be able to take down a large animal one day. So here comes this large sofa. And the ottoman, whoa, I'm really going to shove that thing all the way across the room. I'm going to take a big old bite out of it. It happens even with older dogs. I can tell you that because, again, I don't think there's a video that I could shoot for you guys that I haven't lived personally. Not to mention 40 years of doing this professionally. Yeah, I am telling you, it does happen. And again, if that does occur to you, you need to disrupt that behavior, because that can become one of those where the genie gets out of the bottle and you can't get that genie back in. It's kind of like going, oh, where's the sofa been my whole life? Oh, wow, this thing is awesome. Man, this rug, I'm telling you what, this thing gave me something to do for hours. Where have these things been? Where have they been my whole life? They've been right in front of you, but you haven't noticed it. You know, and then that's one last little thing I want to talk about right back. I want to go back to reason number 2 real quick, because that just reminded me while I was saying this. I was working a pharmacotherapy case many years ago, and the dog was extremely anxious. It would not chew on anything. It didn't bother anything in the house. If you sent it out back to go potty, it would not leave the back deck. The owners had to go with the dog. It was extremely anxious and fearful. Well, once it was placed on the proper medications and we started to intervene with some deactivation type therapy, counter conditioning type therapy, the dog changed. And next thing I know, I hear from the owner and they say, hey, Bryan, I think those medicines really screwed up my dog. I go, how's that? She goes, yeah, in fact, so bad that my veterinarian took the dog off the medications. And I asked, I go, why did this happen? Tell me what's going on. I haven't heard from you in a couple months. She said, well, all of a sudden the dog started getting in the trash can. The dog never got in the trash can before. And the dog started chewing on my sofa. This dog's never chewed on my sofa. And on top of all that, it ran off. Yeah, it ran off. I had to go find it. And I'm going, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. That's the dog that you would have if it wasn't suffering from a psychiatric disorder. Welcome to owning a normal dog. Yeah, you got a normal dog. Your dog used to be so afraid he could care less what was in the trash can. I don't care. I'm afraid. I'm not going to chew on that sofa. I'm afraid. And I'm definitely not running off. Are you kidding me? I won't even go off the back deck to go potty. But when the brain starts to heal, you start turning back into that natural animal again. You want to explore. Now you are interested in what's in the trash can. You are interested in that sofa as a chew item or object play. You're ready to go explore your surroundings, learn predictive information. Allows you to have some control. And now all of a sudden that control feels so good. So please let me tell you something right now. That's if you believe that your dog is chewing on things because of a coping mechanism and your dog ever gets placed on a proper pharmacotherapy program, be wary because you may get a dog that you've never owned before. The natural dog. The dog can pick up habits. To make a happy ending on that story, by the way, that dog went back on its medication because it wasn't completely ready to come off. Rolled on that medication for about 3 more months, a little bit more therapy, and the dog came off of everything, rolled off of it, not back onto it, and now that dog is living a great life, a high quality of life, and yeah, we made all those little nuisance behaviors go away. Okay, if any of those things are happening to you, first of all, keep that dog safe. Keep it isolated from anything that can harm itself. That means crate time if you have to, locked up in a different room. Whatever you need to do, have a sitter come over and watch your dog. Send it to daycare. Do something with it so it cannot harm itself. Go have that mouth checked out by a veterinarian. Get that clean bill of health. Any changes in my life? No changes in my life. Everything is straight up normal. Okay, then maybe we just decided today that now there's some fun things to play with. And now that's just going to require normal straight up training to make that behaviors go away. Okay, there you go, guys. Well, 3 times a charm. I think I got it done. I'm going to end this thing real quick before I jinx myself again. All right, be safe out there. Be really safe. Train your dog. And again, just look for anything and everything. Keep it all in your mind. What can possibly be causing these behaviors? Because when things start suddenly, there is a reason for that to occur. And we just got to go find out what it is and deal with it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You be safe. I'll see you tomorrow.